Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Ulzzangmas. In this video, we're going to be doing the first of my Declutter series 2021. This is the second year that I have done this. Today we're going to be tackling face products. So we're going to be doing foundations, concealers, setting powders, both loose and press. And I'm also going to be throwing in my bronzers in here. I only have a handful. I don't have enough to do a separate video. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw them in at the end of this video. Quick disclaimer before we get started. Last year when I did this series, there were those that were under the impression that anything that I pulled out of my collection was just going to be trashed. It was going to be wasted. I just want to assure you guys that that is not what's going to happen. The only time I will throw anything out is if it's just nasty, it's expired, it cannot be reused. Otherwise, it will either be passed on to my daughter, passed on to a friend, or donated. Products in a bottle like a foundation, those can be passed on. Anything that's like a powder product can be sanitized. So unless it just has to be thrown away because it just cannot be used, I will do my best to find it a good home. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with foundations and then move into concealers and then move into setting powder. I have two shades of the Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation. The formula is really, really nice. It looks really beautiful on the skin. This is a Dollar General brand. It's only $5. The issue is that the shade range is not very good. This shade right here, Toffee, was the closest that I could find to my skin tone. And while it looks very warm in the bottle, it's very like cool neutral on the skin and leaves my skin looking very gray and ashy. I got the hazelnut to try to blend with this shade to try to get a better skin tone match, and it just doesn't work. This one I'm going to pass on to my daughter, and this one I'm just going to go ahead and pass on to a friend. I also have two shades of the Covergirl Outlast Extreme Wear Foundation. These are the newest ones to my collection, I believe. Caramel Beige is just a little bit too light for my skin. Natural Tan on its own is like a perfect skin tone match, but it does oxidize, so what I do is mix the shades together and it gives me a perfect match. I'm still not sure about this formula. I'm still playing around with it. I like it. I don't like it as much as the Full Spectrum, but it is new to my collection, so I do want to play with it more. This next one is from Milani. It is the Screen Queen Foundation. My shade is in Deep Tan. I love this foundation. This one is a repurchase. This is my second one. The shade Deep Tan is a perfect match to my skin. This formula is lightweight, but it gives me full coverage. It lasts all day long. As long as they make this formula, I will continue to buy it. This one is the Wonder Woman Born to Last Foundation 24 Hour. This is from Kiko Milano. If you guys have been following my channel, you know that I am a huge superhero fan, so I bought this one clearly because it was part of a Wonder Woman collection. The shade's a little bit too light for me. So one thing about Kiko Milano that I would say they need to work on is their shade range. They'll release a foundation and there'll be a bunch of shades, but they'll be more kind of cool neutral. There won't be enough like deeper shades or warm tone shades. If this was just a couple of shades deeper, it would be perfect. Of course, you know, I bought this because it is part of the Wonder Woman collection. So when this bottle is empty, I'm going to be keeping it anyway, just, you know, because of the fact that I am a collector. These two are from Oma Beauty. This one is from the main brand, and then this one is from the new Oma by Sharon C drugstore brand. This one is in Walmart. I enjoyed both of these formulas, but I will say that I do enjoy this one more. It just looks better on my skin. I feel like it blends better, but I do like this one. I think this one is actually the most expensive foundation that I currently have. It's a little bit too deep for me, so this one is more of my summer shade, but both of these are beautiful. I have two foundations from Shop Mercier from the AOA Studio brand. This one is the Buildable Skin Satin Drops, and then this one is the Pro Wear Full Coverage Foundation. This one I like way better than this one. This one is a little bit thick on the skin, and I don't think it looks as natural. This one is so skin-like. When you put this on, it literally just blends in seamlessly, disappears, does not look like you're wearing anything. It just looks like skin. This is one of my favorites in my collection. I would pull this one out, but I literally only have about that much left. This has been currently in my project empty, so I'm going to go ahead and empty it, and then when I do, I'm not going to be repurchasing it, but this one is absolutely amazing. This one is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation. I have oily skin, and generally I don't go for a hydrating formula, but this one looks really, really nice in my skin. Very long wearing. They do have a matte one. I did not like that one. I think that was the no filter. The no filter formula, I did not like that one. Just looked very dry and cakey on my skin. This one looks really, really beautiful. This one unfortunately has been discontinued. It is from BH Cosmetics. It is their Liquid Naturally Flawless Foundation. I think I picked this one up at TJ Maxx or Marshall's. I cannot remember exactly. It's full coverage, but it looks really, really nice in the skin. It's long wearing. It makes me sad that BH Cosmetics discontinued this because it is a really good foundation. These two are from e.l.f. This one is the Camo Cc Cream. This shade is in medium dark, medium 355 warm. I absolutely love this formula. It is lightweight on the skin, but it gives me really nice full coverage. This one is really good, you know, in those warm months, spring and the summer, when you don't want to wear a heavy foundation, but you want just a little bit of coverage. Absolutely beautiful. This one is an OG. This is the HD Mattifying Oil-Free Cream Foundation. This one has been completely discontinued. The shade is in Buff. I've only had this for about 6 months, so it's actually kind of new to my collection, even though it is an OG formula. I absolutely love this one. This one gives me full coverage, but it looks really natural. It lasts all day long. I don't usually like a cream foundation, but this is a really nice one. I hate that they discontinued it, and hopefully one day they'll bring it back. This one is from JCat Beauty. It is the Skinsurance Matte Silky Coverage Foundation. I really like this one. This is a lightweight foundation, looks very natural on the skin. My shade is in Mocha. I picked this up during a sale from Ulta over the summer. It's a very nice foundation. I've really been enjoying it. This one is good in those warmer months when you want something a little bit more lightweight, not too heavy. Absolutely beautiful. This one is from She Glam. It is the Complexion Pro Long Lasting Foundation. The shade is in Almond. This is another really nice formula. Lightweight, not too heavy, gives me nice coverage. Long wearing, lasts all day. I have two BB creams here. This one is the AOA Studio Perfect BB Cream in Tan. This is a very beautiful formula. It is only $1. It's very, very lightweight. Like this, it's a BB cream. It's not a foundation. This is going to give you very lightweight coverage, but it does even out the skin and give you a very natural finish. And then this one is from Smoke and Mirrors. It is Tan to Dark. This one, surprisingly, I got from Five Below, and this is actually one of my favorite formulas in my entire collection. The only downside that I would say to this one is that the shade range really sucks. There's only, I think, 4 shades. Mine is Tan to Dark, but this one looks really, really natural on the skin. The finish is just really silky and very soft. It's long wearing. When you consider the fact that this is a Five Below formula, it's really, really nice. I have one stick foundation. This is the shade stick from Juvia's Place. My shade is in Bolivia. On its own, this shade is a little bit too light for me, but it works really, really beautifully as like a highlight, and I can also use it to kind of lighten foundations that are a little bit too dark. I've been enjoying this for that. This last one is the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. This shade is in medium dark. I got this one because Tati Westbrook said that it was the best foundation that she'd ever used. On me, in person, this foundation looks awful, but on camera, it looks amazing. It's like this one was specifically made for photos and for film. For video. On camera, it looks very, very nice. In person, it sucks. I would pull this one out, but I only have about that one left, kind of like the AOA Studio one, so I'm just going to go ahead and use it up. It would definitely not be a repurchase. Next, we're going to move into concealers and color correctors. This first one is from e.l.f. I am going to go ahead and declutter this one. I have had this one forever. I got this from the Dollar Tree. It is an orange corrector. I currently have it in my project empties, but as you can see, there is so much of this left. Orange correctors are supposed to be good for correcting darkness under the eyes. This one does absolutely nothing. I don't know if it's because orange correctors don't work for me or if this particular one doesn't work, but yeah, this one does absolutely nothing for me. Like I said, I was originally just going to try to empty this, but it's just not a good formula. I don't like it at all, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull it out. These next two are newer to my collection. These are from Shop Miss A. These are the Wonder Cover AOA Studio Concealers. I got the white and I got the peach corrector. I got the white to use as kind of a highlight on the cheekbones, under the eyes to brighten. I have really been enjoying this one for that. And this one I got, you know, just to kind of correct darkness. This one works really, really good. When you consider the fact that both of these are $1 each, they both work really, really well. This one is from Believe Beauty. It is the Correcting Concealer. This one is in medium deep. I got this one as possibly a dupe from a Becca Under Eye Corrector. It is not a dupe, but it is pretty close. I really do like this one. I think this one does a really good job of correcting. It gives me a pretty decent amount of coverage. As you can see, I have almost emptied this one. This one I think was like $5. This is part of that Dollar General brand. This one I could definitely see myself repurchasing. It's a really, really nice product. This one is from Milani. This is the Peach Tinted Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This one works okay. It's not a color corrector per se. It's mainly meant to add brightness underneath the eyes. I don't really see much brightness when I use this, and I don't really see much color correcting. I've only had it for a little while though, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it and play around with it a little bit more. But so far, it's not my favorite. This one is the CBD Under Eye Corrector by Flower Beauty. The shade I have is a medium peach. This one I got really hoping that it could be a dupe for the Becca Under Eye Corrector, because I think this one is 10 and the Becca Under Eye Corrector was like 30 or something like that. This is not by any means a dupe for this one. This one sucks. This one is very drying, doesn't really correct much. I have tried so many different ways to try to make this one work, and it just doesn't work for me. I thought about putting it in my project empties, but it just doesn't make any sense. When first of all, this would take me forever to go through, and it doesn't work for me. I'm gonna let my daughter try it out. Maybe it'll work better for her. This one is the Becca Under Eye Corrector. You guys, this is my end all be all holy grail corrector. I absolutely love this one. This is the Brightening Corrector in medium deep. This is so hydrating. It's very smoothing. It corrects all my under eye dark circles. When I found out that Becca was closing their doors, I bought 2 of them in my backup. But thankfully, I was very happy to hear that the Shimmery Skin Perfecting Powder as well as this are now going to be with Smashbox. So I will still be able to get this whenever I run out of my backups. It's my holy grail. I absolutely love this one. Alright, that's it for correctors. Let's move into concealers. The first one I have here is from Juvia's Place. This is the I Am Magic Concealer. This is shade number 15. This is one of my holy grails. I absolutely love this concealer. I hated the I Am Magic foundation. The concealer is exactly what it says. It is magic. It's beautiful under the eyes, and I love to use this one as an eyeshadow primer. This one is that classic Tarte Shape Tape. My shade is in light medium. I have currently almost emptied this. This one has been in my project empty as I've been trying to use it up. The coverage is okay. My only issue with this one is that it's a little bit drying and it's a little bit on the pricier side. So once this one is emptied, I won't be repurchasing it, but it's not an awful concealer. This one is one of my favorites. It is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. This shade is in Warm Beige. This one is a perfect shade for me. It conceals everything, conceals all of my under eye dark circles. It's smoothing, doesn't crease or anything. The Conceal and Perfect Foundation, I didn't like it. I found that to be really heavy on my skin, but I really like the concealer. This one I'm going to just toss. This is the Magic Star Concealer from Jeffree Star. I don't know what shade this one is in, but it's like that warmer, deeper tan shade. It's a little bit too deep for me. There's only like a teeny tiny bit left in here, and I know I'm never going to use this up, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss this. This next one is also from Milani. It is the Retouch and Erase Highlight Concealer. I actually got this one from the Dollar Tree. My shade is in medium light. I do like this concealer, but it's very lightweight. It doesn't give a whole lot of coverage. It does more brightening than it does concealing. This one is newer in my collection, so I'm still kind of playing around with it. So far, it's an okay formula, but it's not my favorite. This one is from Shop Mercier AOA Studio Liquid Concealer. This is from the Pop Pop brand. The shade is in Soft Tan. I had a previous shade that was in Buff that I really liked, but it was a little bit too light for me. This one is like absolutely perfect. Blends into my skin, looks really nice underneath the eyes. I like to use the Brightening concealer underneath this one, but for $1, this is a really good concealer. This next one is from LA Colors. It is the Ultimate Coverage Concealer. This is another one of my favorites. This shade is in Golden. I think I got this from Five Below. I can't remember. It has been a while. This one gives me absolutely beautiful coverage. It is brightening. It doesn't crease. I think I paid $4 for this. Absolutely beautiful concealer. As you can see so far, I have not decluttered much. I've kept a lot more than I've decluttered. This one you could say has been mostly a collection more than a declutter because I have been doing a project panning this year, so a lot of the formulas that were not my favorites I have been able to use up and move out of my collection already, so most of what's already left are products that I'm going to be keeping, so let's go ahead and move on. This one is from Too Faced. It is a Conceal Contour Highlight Retouch Concealer. I got this one out of a BoxyCharm. I am not a huge fan of Too Faced. I don't really purchase from them. I kind of find them to be problematic. But like I said, this one came out of a BoxyCharm, and this is a really, really good formula. The shade I have is in Sand. It conceals all of my dark circles. I don't really get a whole lot of creasing with this one. It's a really good formula. I have 4 more concealers left. This one is from She Glam. It is the Versatile Flawless Concealer. I'm not sure what shade this one is. It's not like written on the packaging. This is a very lightweight concealer. I do like it, but it doesn't give me a whole lot of coverage underneath my eyes. I've mainly been using it as a mix-in with foundations that may be a little bit too deep for me, and it's been working really well for that. So nice formula, not the best coverage, but it works really well as a mix-in. This one is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish. I have already repurchased this one. As you can see, I have almost emptied this one. It is medium sand. The original Camo Concealer, I hate that one. That one is so drying. It would leave my under eye so creasy, but this one is so creamy and so hydrating. It just leaves my under eyes feeling so nice. It gives me really good coverage, doesn't crease. I love this formula. I have another Tarte concealer. This is the Ultra Creamy Shape Tape Concealer. This one is one of those little small travel sizes. I grabbed this one from Ulta to try out before I invested in a full size. It's okay. It is creamy. It does feel nice under the eyes, but it just doesn't give a whole lot of coverage. I find that the original Shape Tape gives way more coverage than this one. If this one had the same coverage as this one, it would be perfect, because this one is a little bit too drying. But yeah, I just don't get the same results coverage wise with this one as I do this one. But it is newer to my collection, so I'm going to keep playing around with it. But you know, if it continues to not work for me, then I can just pass it on to my daughter. This last concealer is from Colourpop. It is the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer in medium. This concealer I really, really like. The no filter one I found to be super drying, kind of like the original Camo Concealer from e.l.f. This one is very hydrating. Does not leave me all creasy underneath the eyes. It's very creamy. It gives me nice coverage. I love this one. All right, now let's finish off with powders. Let's do our loose powders, and then we'll finish off with pressed powders and bronzers. This first powder is from She Glam. This is the Baked Glow Setting Powder in Translucent. I got this as part of a full face of trying She Glam makeup. On my face, it leaves a white cast, and it's got a little bit of a luminescence to it. It doesn't really work as an overall powder, but underneath my eyes, it is absolutely beautiful. It gives a very soft focus finish that's very brightening. I am loving it as an under eye powder. This next one is from Juvia's Place. It is the I Am Magic Setting Powder in Sahara. This powder is nice. It's not my favorite. I do like the overall finish, but I feel like it doesn't last very long. Like, my face is oily, and this is a mattifying powder, but I feel like within 30 minutes my face is already starting to get shiny whenever I use this one. This one is currently in my product empties, so I've almost finished it. When I am done with it, I don't think I'm going to repurchase this one. It's a nice powder. It's just not one of my favorites. This next one is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. I really like this one. Usually I like a matte translucent powder or like a banana powder. I'm not usually a fan of like glowy or luminescent powder. This one just leaves a very healthy luminescent glow to the skin. It's not shimmery. It's not like you're putting a highlighter over your face. Your skin just looks very, very healthy with this one. It's a very, very nice finish. I really like it. This next one is from AOA Studios. It is the Perfect Setting Powder in Banana. I have already repurchased this one. This one is $1 from Shop Miss A. It is one of my absolute favorite powders. It leaves such a very soft focus to the skin. It's blurring. It looks very natural on the skin. It's long wearing. I don't look like, you know, I'm just having a heavy powdery finish when I wear this one. When you consider it is $1, it is an amazing formula. I also have the Milani Translucent Powder in Light to Medium. This one is mattifying. It's oil absorbing. I do like this one. It's a very nice finish. It blurs my pores. I do find it to be mattifying. I do find it to actually absorb oil, give me a nice long, you know, matte finish throughout the day. I am enjoying this one. When it comes to setting powders, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to declutter any of these because of the fact that the ones that are not my favorites, I've pretty much already emptied and moved out of my collection. Now we're down to the ones that I do like. This one is from Beauty Bakery. It is the Flowers Setting Powder, Better Not Bitter. This is my second one. This one is the translucent. The one that I had before was the yellow powder in Cassava. I absolutely Love that one. And I'm liking this one too. I'm not a huge fan of like some of the other products from Beauty Bakery, but this powder blurs my pores. It's very soft focused. It leaves my skin looking very soft, very smooth throughout the day. The finish lasts all day long. It just disperses really nicely into my skin. I am loving this formula. This is the banana powder from Untitled Beauty. This one was one of the very few products I got out of that Glow Addict Beauty box that I actually liked. The rest of it was pretty much crap. But this is a really nice banana setting powder. It blurs my pores. The yellowness in the powder really helps to correct any redness in my skin. I think the finish is really nice. It's long wearing. I have actually been enjoying this powder. This one is the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder. This one, I think I will go ahead and pull out of my collection and just pass this one on to my daughter. It's okay, but I feel like on me, it doesn't do a very good job of blurring. Like this setting powder had some amazing reviews. This one is like an OG powder that people just, were just hyping up and really seem to love, which is one of the reasons why I got it. But like I said, it just doesn't sit very well on my skin. I don't like it as an under eye setting powder. I think this one will work better for her than it did for me, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass this one to her. And my last loose powder, this is one of the newest ones to my collection. This is from Urban Decay. It is the Softening Loose Translucent Powder, the All-Nighter. The finish on this one is nice. I do like the way that it sets down initially. It looks really soft. It is blurring. It's very, very pretty. It's a really, really lovely finish to the skin. My only issue with this one is that I don't feel like it's very long wearing. I feel like after about an hour, my face is already starting to look shiny and I have to touch up. Overall, it's a nice powder. It's just not one of my favorites, but it is newer to my collection, so I do want to continue to, play around with it. Almost forgot I have one more loose powder here. This is the Invisible Touch Face Fixing Powder from Kiko Milano. This is one that I have been wanting to try for the longest. When I ordered it, I thought the powder went all the way from the bottom all the way up here, but as you can see, the powder is only in this very bottom part that is clear. This is the only part that has any powder in it. I don't know why they put this little bitty amount of powder in this huge container. It's just such a lot of waste of packaging. And in the inside, there's like this little puff. This does not work. It's very hard. It's pretty much useless. I would rather they have done something like this with this instead of this huge packaging. And the powder itself, it's okay. I use it mainly in my pores since there is so little. I will not be repurchasing this after it is emptied. Formula is not that great. Packaging is a huge waste of space. We finally made it to the last part of this video. We're going to be quickly going through my pressed powders and bronzers. This one is from Kiko Milano. It is a Tuscan Sunshine Perfecting Finishing Powder. I got this one because I really loved the design. It's kind of faded, but there was like a flower and a swan. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see that because it is so faded, and it smells really nice. I thought it was a setting powder when I got it. When I first started my makeup journey, I didn't really know the difference between a setting powder and a finishing powder, but this one is actually a finishing powder, and it's really nice. I like to use it in my pore area, and it does kind of help smooth everything out. This one is from J-Cat Beauty. It's the Aqua Assurance Compact Foundation. So this was technically a pressed powder foundation, not a pressed powder. This one I got to use underneath my eyes. My shade is in Soft Tan. This one doesn't give me a whole lot of coverage, but it does brighten and it does look really nice. I think the formula is a really, really pretty soft focus formula. I have been enjoying it. This one I think I am going to declutter. This is from BR Cosmetics. I think it is. I got this one from Shop Mercier. It is the Powder Cake Pressed Foundation. I really like the kind of shell shape on the compact. Same shell shape is on the inside as well. This one I thought I could get and use as a bronzer, but it's just a little bit too red toned for me, so it doesn't really quite work. This is going to be beautiful on my daughter. She does have more of a pinkish red undertone. Me, it's more of a yellow gold undertone. So I'm going to pass this one on to her. I think she'll really enjoy it. This one is a Jovi Mineral Face Powder. This one is in Soft Honey. I got this one from Shop Mercier. I got this one to use like under my eyes. I was hoping it would be nice for like brightening and concealing. It does give me a lot of brightness. I do not get as much coverage as I was hoping I would get from it, but I do combine it with another powder, which I will show you in just a minute, and the two combined give me a really nice finish. This one I also got from Shop Mercier. This is the AOA Studio Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder. This shade is in Honey. This is the one that I liked to combine with that mineral one from Jovi. This one I absolutely love. As you can see, I have hit Ann on this one. I have have almost completely used it up. I will be repurchasing this one. I first purchased this to try as a bronzer, but it's a little bit too light for me for that. And then one day I decided to just try it under my eyes and see what happened, and it is beautiful under my eyes. It gives me coverage. It doesn't get all dry and creasy. I absolutely love this one. Definitely see myself repurchasing it. This one is a Japanese brand I got out of a No Make No Life box. This was part of a Pokemon theme box that they did one month. I don't know what the shade is. Everything is in Japanese, but I just thought it was really cute because of the fact that it was a, you know, adorable Pokemon theme. Powder is kind of weird. You have this little section that's blue, and then you have like two sections that are peachy. Those three are like hearts, and then the powder are on the outside. I'm not sure what the finish is supposed to be when you mix it all together. I only kept it because of the fact of the theming, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass this on to my daughter. It's kind of taking up space in my drawer. I'm not really using it, and I know she would absolutely love this. This one is the pressed banana powder from Ofra Cosmetics. I am currently not purchasing from Ofra. You know, they've had their own problematic issues, as it were. This one I got out of a BoxyCharm box. I was hoping that it would work as an under eye brightening powder, but it just doesn't really do much. I don't really get any coverage from it. Doesn't really do much for brightening, and I do find that it kind of creases. It smells like bananas though, which is like, that's really, really nice, but the powder itself just doesn't really work for me, so I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. I have 3 more powders, and then these last 2 are bronzers. This one is the Sexy Mama Anti-Shine Translucent Powder from the Balm. I think I'm going to declutter this one as well. I was hanging on to it to try to use as like a touch-up powder to put in my purse. I didn't like it as a setting powder. It's been sitting in my drawer for months unused. I know I'm just not going to pull this out. I don't really like the formula. Even as a touch-up powder, I don't feel like it would work for me, so we're going to go ahead and declutter this one too. This one is the Joa Blur Perfection Setting Powder. I got this one as part of a full face of new products from Joa a couple of months ago. This one is in translucent. As you can see, I have panned this one. This one I keep in my makeup bag, in my purse, as just touch-up throughout the day. It's not very blurring. Does not absorb oil very well. It's not my favorite powder. It does work as a touch-up powder in my purse, so that's the reason why I've been using it. And as you can see, I have it panned, so I'm going to go ahead and use this one up, but when I finish it, it will not be a repurchase. This last pressed powder is from Etude House. This is a Korean brand. It is a Secret Beam powder packed in light Pearl Beige SPF 36. I got this when I made my very first order with Dieback, when I started my Dieback subscription box. They gave me a bunch of points to use to make a purchase within their online store, and this is one of the purchases that I made. I did not realize when I got it how white the powder was going to be, and it's like kind of a little bit of a kind of a pearlescence to it. I mean, it does say it is light pearl beige. So for the longest time, it was just kind of sitting in my drawer. Well, one day I decided, you know what, let me test this under my eyes, and I really like it for that. I take just a little bit and I put it like right where the dark circle is under my eye, and then I take the AOE Studio Perfect Press Powder and just apply a little bit over it, and it just gives me so much brightening. It looks very healthy. I look wide awake. It's not creasy. I have really been enjoying it for that. And these last 2 are bronzers. This one is from Milani. It is the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder. This one I think I'm going to pull out. It's not a bad formula. I really like the formula. Smells like coconut. The issue is that it's a little bit too neutral for me. I like something that's a little bit more on the warm side. In the pan, it looks pretty warm, but on, it's very, very neutral. I'm going to pass this one on to my daughter. I know she'll like this. And then the last product, the last bronzer, and we will be done. This is also from Jovi USA. I got this from Shop Missy as well. It is the Sun Glow Shimmer Bronzer. I don't know what shade this is in. There are like no numbers or shade names or anything on this, but it's a really beautiful bronzy gold. It gives me just a little bit of a glow to my skin. It literally looks like I just came out of the sun, like I was just lying on the beach. It is such a beautiful finish. I absolutely love this one. So that is the end of this declutter, and as you can see, I did not declutter a whole lot, but that is okay. Like I said, I did start a project panning this year, so a lot of products I have already used up and worked through. I mean, if you follow my project empties, you know I went through a ton of concealers and foundations this year, so I'm pretty much down to the ones that I enjoy. If you like these types of videos, be sure to give a thumbs up. It really does help my channel. If you're new to my channel and you are not already subscribed, I would love it if you would consider joining my family, and be sure to tap the notification bell so you'll be notified each and every time. And if you're not already doing so, I would love it if you would consider following me on TikTok and Instagram as well. Be safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.